So in this video, I want to talk about the Canby, Cairo, Casa connection. We had been in Canby for a while, and I had met this brother who was actually from another church, Foursquare Church, in the area, and he was a missionary in Cairo, and he worked for this particular organization. And we talked on the phone. I said, "Hey, listen," I said, "would you ever be open to a pastor coming out?" And he says, "Well, we don't really get those kind of invitations, but yeah." So we planned and set it together, set it up, and so I came to the church. I said, we've contacted with a missionary there. He's in a very difficult place to minister, and he's serving the Lord there, and he would like a pastoral call, a pastoral visit, and I would like to go. And I wonder if we can't put that together. So there's an agreement. Yeah, church will fund that. So I don't remember the details of how that all got worked out. So we started what we call the Canby Cairo connection, and the secretaries that were volunteering there were pretty good, skilled in terms of doing things, bulletin board kind of stuff. And so they put this really cool presentation on the bulletin board out in the lobby, the Canby Cairo connection. And so I went in either 86 or 87. I think it was 87. I went to Cairo, and we did a retreat, ministered with the team there, and went down to the Sinai near St. Catherine's Monastery. And it was really, really cool to be down there and to minister to the team. I did counseling, I spoke, I preached, and just had fellowship with them and tried to encourage them and in their the difficulty. They were just living there and working in what was really kind of a hard area for missionaries. And so it was good. That was the connection that got established. And then we were talking about this other brother who was over in Morocco, and said, Jim, would you be willing to go over there? I said, sure. So we then established the Canby, Cairo, Casablanca, or Casa connection. And Casa is the way the locals say it, so that's the way I'm going to say it. So anyway, so there's this. We added this second location. This was the Canby, Cairo, Casa connection. And so in the following year, I went to both Egypt and Morocco and ministered in both places to individuals and teams that were there, and it was a great experience. And really, there's an openness in this mission that to receive experts, if you will, is what they call them. So whether it's a linguist or a pastor or a cross-cultural worker, whatever it is, these expertise that someone would have, they would want them to come and minister or serve them in whatever they could do, whatever capacity. So I became like a pastor on those two trips to these teams, and probably would have covered about 30 workers, 35 workers, and it was very, very fulfilling. And they reported back to the head of their mission that it was really beneficial to have a pastor, and that we had a good time together on my visits. And that, as it turns out, really prompted a change in our location of ministry, not only just out of Canada, but out of the United States, as we joined this mission. We'll talk more about that in the next video. But I still remember the Cairo, Canby, well, you know what I'm saying, Canby, Cairo, Casa connection, and how the Lord put that together, and the church so wonderfully funded that. And I took all kinds of things, and I took letters. Back in those days, it was hard to get mail, and there's not the kind of communication we have now. I took swing set seats for one of the missionaries, and all kinds of other stuff. Somebody's glasses that they had to replace, and it was a real blessing to take a whole big suitcase of stuff in there. And that was just one of the practical blessings to go along with everything else. So the Canby, Cairo, Casa connection. It's not an absolute tongue twister, but I managed.